thought I would do a quick end of June garden tour just to see how things are going here. It's starting to fill in despite the heat that we've had. We had a couple straight weeks of 90s and 100s. Then we went down to low 50s. Now today I think we're going to be back up in the 80s and 90s. So I ended up pulling all my radishes because this variety, no matter how early I plant them, they bolt before they do anything else. I missed one apparently. Let's see, some seed pods. I don't think I'm really going to do anything with it though because they just don't grow here very good. Thinned out some of my onions and weeded that, so I think these are all bunching onions. Topped all my bulb onions. I do need to do a little more thinning on the carrots. Some of these are getting really huge. Here's my rogue lettuce, which I probably should pick, especially that guy. It's probably a little beyond. I did get all my scapes off, and now these are the bulbils I planted. I don't know how good they're doing. They looked really good earlier. They're looking a little bit sad now, so I don't know if we're going to get much off of those. But it was worth a try, right? Peppers. This is my overwintered Peruvian pepper. Actually, it's gotten some, it's kind of shaded down there, but there's some, this is the orange ones. Some of them getting ripe. Those are really tiny. They don't get much bigger than that, but they pack a punch. And then here's another one. This is a new one. And then jalapenos. And there's another one of those. So my bell peppers. Let's see. Got some yellow ones on there. Let's see, that must be a color mix. And then a couple of these are King of the North? I think. No, something like that. There's a couple hiding back there, so they're doing okay. Sugar snap peas, climbing, but not a whole lot of actual peas on there. I think it was so darn hot. They're starting to put on some flowers now, so maybe they'll be okay in the end, but they look really nice. Cucumbers are starting to climb. I've got a couple varieties. I think these might be the English cucumbers. Yeah, you can tell, long and skinny. And those are climbing, and then these are the ones I did for seed. So these are smaller, little short, kind of more like pickle sized. I threw a couple herbs I got, rosemary, dill. I would have put oregano, they didn't have it. And then I got a new mint because the last one just died. I don't know why. And I've got my interplanted marigolds, which I'm going to have to cut some of these leaves off here. So, and a whole bunch in here I'll show you. I love these. These were the Dollar Tree. You get like a box. Look at my shadows, okay? You get a box for $1. And you just spread them on thick, and they're doing so good. It was kind of a, we'll try it, see how it goes, and it really worked out. Pole beans, I don't know, these look like they've got some damage, some herbicide damage, so I'm not really sure what they're going to do. They are climbing, so that's good. Zucchinis are looking really good. I've got two varieties. I've got some green ones. Let's see, let's get a green one in there. And I've got, here's a big guy, he'll be ready. And some yellow ones, which I apparently have ants again. So I'll have to get out the first Saturday lime. And I've been religious on the BT because there will be no squash vine borers if I have anything to say about it. I put a couple pots in with some extra, let's see, snapdragons, marigolds. A couple over here are nasturtium, which are looking a little bit burnt up, but watering them, I don't know. Strawberry bed, sad. It's a sad, sad strawberry bed. Because maybe the rhubarb is a little bit too large. So I'm gonna move these in the fall or spring. I'm not sure yet. Maybe where the potential greenhouse is gonna be. Maybe they'll border that or something. Some more extra flower seeds. Lettuce, probably going to seed here. But I don't really have anything else to put in there right now, so I'm just gonna let it go for a while. More marigolds in a pot. And the loofahs are finally looking good. I lost one after transplant, but these are getting healthy, so I'm glad for that. Kids' garden. The tomatoes are going wild. They've got a couple Romas and a couple beefsteak. We've got some bush cucumbers, some bell peppers, also some zucchinis. So the bush cucumbers clearly are not super bushy, right? You can get a cucumber on here. They're vining out quite a bit. And somehow I thought maybe the bush beans would vine at least a little bit. Yeah, they don't. So next year, definitely full beans for the bean teepee. But we do got some of these purple or burgundy beans, and then regular stringless green beans. A big bed, in-ground bed over here. Sunflowers kind of got a little bit overtaken, but I got a few there, a couple on the end. There is something eating the leaves of everything, and I haven't figured out what it is. It's not caterpillars. I don't see any frass. I don't see any eggs. So the June bugs have kind of died down. I don't think it's those, so I really don't know what it is. Ants? Maybe? I don't know. Popcorn is kind of hit or miss. My germination was a little spotty. Hard to tell with all my darn grass in there, but the first 3 rows are Dakota Black, and ironically the first 2 rows are the seeds that I had purchased. They were a year old, and then my 3rd row I ran out, so my 3rd row is actually seeds I saved, and this row is doing way better. Germination is better. They're all taller. Then I've got glass gem. First row looks pretty good. Second 2 rows are germination is spotty. And then my 3rd row is the strawberry, the little miniature strawberry popcorn. Not super great, but we'll get a few ears at least. Obviously, my milkweed is doing wonderful. The bees love it. In there. Got some squash growing in there. I got my marigolds along the side. I bought a flat of already started ones to fill in. Some volunteer sunflowers, which I'm guessing these are the Russian mammoth. There's another one. I think I have 3. There's one in the middle there. Then I have watermelon in here, hiding. There's one down there. Probably should get rid of a little bit of this milkweed so they can get some sun. The marigolds. These that haven't flowered yet are from the Dollar Tree. And then the ones with flowers are the ones I had gotten flats, and there's still, I swear, I weed like constantly. These are cantaloupes, which are coming up pretty good, but also need to be weeded. Always be weeding. Some of my mulch did its job, and clearly at other places it is not doing quite as well. Look at all these marigolds. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Ooh, that one's got a bud. Nice. I'm so excited. So excited that these cost only $1. So that is going to be gorgeous when they all flower. My Brussels sprouts are doing much better this year. Last year I had them in a bad spot, and they pretty much got shaded out and eaten. So we have 5 of those big guys. Oops, I have to step on plants here. Potatoes in a pot, some more marigolds in a pot. Tomatoes are doing pretty good if I can keep up with the pruning. Let's see, one Roma, and then this side of the panel is all copia. And they're all, waist high now. Lots of flowers, some fruit setting. Even the ones that look like maybe they had a little bit of damage are doing pretty good now. I tried to prune off a lot of the damaged leaves and things. This side is all brandywine. And check this out, ants sitting. Lots of fruit in there. And lots of flowers. And these are my potatoes. Don't know how great they're gonna do, but they're still hanging in there, so we'll take it. These are actually, so I had bought, excuse me, the Norland Red seed potatoes. Is that what these were this year? I think so. They're the dark red. And I ran out of those. I probably put way too many in there. And then I ended up having some that I had planted last year, but since I got blight, they came up. I pulled them out before they were mature, and they were really teeny, and they sprouted over the winter, so I actually threw them in, and that's what's in the in-ground bed. So I don't like to throw things away. Pollinator garden, still going strong. So I'm thinking this is goldenrod, but I don't know for sure. But it's definitely spreads. I got my blazing star this year. I got my wild geranium, which is getting a little shaded, but hopefully next year it'll grow before everything else does. My daisies are gonna flower. My pink hollyhocks are huge. I do have a bunch more zinnias from the Dollar Tree that are coming up in there, also being eaten by something. Bachelor buttons, delphinium. Somewhere in there is a salvia. I have one sad little calendula in there, but I hear they spread, so that shouldn't be a problem. The big bushy guys are rudbeckia. I do have my spreading dill, my lavender, my weird parsley that came back for a second year. I have a couple of these, and I can't decide if this is something I planted or if it's a weed. It's pretty viney, so I'm thinking it's a weed. It's got little purple flowers on it, so I don't know what it is. There's some more zinnias. I've pinched a bunch of these. A couple more over there. There should be some other stuff planted in here, but like a wildflower mix, that doesn't seem to be doing too good, but the zinnias are. And this is supposed to be a red hot poker. It's not doing the greatest. Oh, and I think this is a bellflower, which also is not doing the greatest, but if I can keep it alive for the year, then it'll come back. And then my agastache, and then this one I think is the black hollyhocks. And then my poor clematis that I transplanted, not so hot. See, even these guys are getting chewed up, and I really don't know what it is. Oh yeah, those are the black ones, you can see that. There's this guy. Gonna open soon. So that is a couple more pots of things that definitely need some water. So that is the main part of the garden, and we'll head over here to the newest part, which is the pumpkin patch. I feel like, I don't know if next year I'll fence in the whole thing. Feels kind of separate, but I don't think the deer eat pumpkins, so, and the chickens haven't made it out here yet. So I think of all 78 things that I planted, I lost like one after I planted it. I've got some interplanted marigolds in some of these hills. We're not vining a lot yet, but they're definitely starting to flower. They're starting to vine. Really are looking super good considering how hot it had been. Here's my giant ones. This will be a new undertaking to figure out, see if I can, follow all the instructions of picking the one on the right vine and hand pollinating it and closing up the flower, all that business, see if I can get a big pumpkin. And then the gourd tunnel. got all the gourds planted. Like I mentioned, probably way too close to each other, but they will climb, so hopefully that helps. Some of them are looking pretty good. There's a few that are a little bit sad, but. And then I ended up planting in the front marigolds, miniature sunflowers, and a couple nasturtium just to fill that in, because this is all gonna grow up and then this will just be empty. So I thought I'd put some flowers in there, and that'll make a. My husband had the square tubing bent. I put this together instead of, I had originally just planned a regular old cattle panel trellis, but he went extra fancy, so hopefully this sucker is not coming down in the wind. I'm looking forward to seeing what this all looks like when the pumpkins start filling out. So that is the late June garden tour. And if we could get a little rain, everything would be happy. Farmers market starts in a week and a half, or let's see, 2 weeks, something like that. And I think this year we'll have some rhubarb, zucchini. I thought there was some, maybe a couple cucumbers, eggs, so many eggs. So it should be a good season.